we have the final patch for set 9.5. Set 10 is out on PBE, but on the live servers, we're still doing 9.5, and there are a ton of changes. This is like a pretty big patch for the final one, and it's going to be all wild and free. Maybe not so much young because the set is kind of dying, but we are buffing like so many things. Like, holy cow. Bilgewater, Bruiser, Freljord, Gunnar, Ixtal, Zon, Rek'Sai, Fiora, Silco, Illaoi, Milio, Orianna, Poppy, Renekton, Kassadin, Aatrox, Ahri, Heimerdinger, Nefari, Soraka, Talia, Vi, Darius, Karma, and Ryze. That's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff. No nerfs, so it's gonna be nice, wild stuff because Chonk's Treasure is gonna come out. Fortune's Favor is back as the more seasonally appropriate Chonk's Treasure. Okay, the mode and Chonk has an all new look as well. So system changes. Carousel is gone. So the starting unit you receive is now a random 4 or 5 cost unit. Units will be the same cost for all players. After carousels, Chonk will come by and give you special loot orbs. More rewards will be given out at the later parts of the game. And then at 50 health, you get a large golden orb with some special items to help them catch up. So like a stimmy or something that people like to call it. Next, we have 2 new items that were added, Chonk's Prowler Claw and Rocket Propelled Fist. Oh no, expect to see these in special loot drops. So Blitzcrank Hook gonna be hooking out there. And then loot drops and patterns have been updated. Both region portals and remaster portals are available options. Okay, they also have this other thing, new player onboarding. The new player experience following the changes that go live with patch 13.23. That's the next patch, not this one. And it only impacts new players who have played 3 or fewer non-tutorial games of TFT on that account. They'll only be able to queue for normals and all other queues will be locked. So I guess smurfing's a little harder. During a player's first 3 games, new players will see bots in their games. These bots will adapt to their skill, providing a more gradual on-ramp to TFT. Oh, didn't know that. And players will only see these bots in their first 3 games. Players will not encounter them in any queue after the first 3. Established players who have already played more than 3 games of TFT won't see any change unless they queue with a new player, and they won't be able to join any other queue besides normals while in a lobby with a new player. Prism's note to these established players queuing with newcomers: please be kind to our bots. They're nowhere close to challengers, but still appreciate a GG well played. All right, good beginner stuff. I feel like TFT's lacking beginner stuff because it's kind of like a intimidating game to like get into, but like if you don't care about winning, it's like really easy to get into, but everyone cares about winning a lot, so I don't know. System changes, region portals, Scuttle Puddle and Beats by Scuttle now have been re-enabled. Rejoice. Okay, and then XL Scuttle Crab now drops more gold and an additional item. And they're buffing overtime. So Earth overtime buff no longer grants bonus AP and AD. Overtime now grants a stacking buff every second that gives 10% more damage, 10% more attack speed, 10% less healing and shielding, and 10% less crowd control duration. You also get a flat movement speed bonus, which is unchanged, and then now onto large changes. So even with changes so large, I'll always be there for you. I don't know what that's referring to, but whatever. Traits, chat, stop trying to make 3 bruiser a thing. Okay. All right. I'm not sure what that's about, but Bilgewater damage amp is going to be buffed up at all the earlier levels. Actually, just at, I'm saying all the levels. It's just 3 Bilgewater. Bruiser structured 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay, more bruisers. And then they're adjusting the HP to accommodate that. Freljord, it's going to have more true damage. Gunnar, more AD per stack. Ixtal, more stun. Stone duration. You know, I didn't really get a chance to play around that much with each Ixtal. Probably because I didn't play that much this set. Definitely going to be playing a lot more in set 10. I just wasn't feeling 9.5 that much. Not sure about you all, but there have been better sets of TFT. I think that's not a controversial or even a hot take or anything like that. There have been much better sets. So set 10, they probably were sacking set 9 for it. So theoretically, should be good, but we'll be the judges of that in like 2 weeks or whatever. Zon adaptive, they're buffing all the items a little bit. Okay. After that, units tier 1, allowing max mana buff 40 out of 80 to 30 out of 70. Okay, small one there. Harsh lesson damage is going to, oh, has Illaoi reroll ever been a thing? I really don't think so, right? Milio mana being buffed, Ultra Mega Fire Kick current target damage is being buffed up at all levels. I did 1 game of Milio reroll, extremely fun, but that was the only time I kind of did it. Never even seen other people do it, you know? Orianna Command Protect and shield damage is going to be bumped up, both of them, and then Poppy's Steadfast Hammer damage is going to be, bumped up as well. Yeah, Oriana, never seen a reroll Oriana. I've never even seen, okay, maybe I have seen one Ori 3, but I don't think it did well, you know? Units tier 2, the Riftwalker buff we've been waiting for has arrived. Okay, Nefiri is Hiri to Cleary builds with Puri 80 builds. Okay, that's where it's going. Okay, not bad, not bad. Kassadin force pulse damage is gonna be bumped up a little bit. Nefiri gets AS buff, Eviscerate up. There's never been Nefiri reroll in the entirety of set 9.5. Isn't that kind of sad? It's like a 2 cost, got like 2 good damage traits on her, and just never was rerollable. Soraka buffed up AD, because why not? That's going to be like a lot of bananas. And then Astral Infusion Heal, going to be nerfed a bit to compensate, I guess. Compensate. And then Infusion damage is going to be bumped up. Talia Seismic Shove, going to be bumped up too. Vi mana buff, Vi blast shield damage 80 ratio going to be buffed up a ton. Ooh, are we going to see Vi Fistin people or whatever it's called? Units tier 3, Darius. We've never seen Darius oh my god. Darius is no stranger to the patch notes at this point in time, and regardless of whether this takes him to reroll carry status, this will be our last time together for a while. How do you have a guy that carried all through set 9, you give him an extra trait in 9.5, and no one's ever touched him, no one's ever put an item on him. He's just there for Vanquisher or Noxus, whatever you want. Sometimes Juggernaut, not even, but mainly just Vanquisher and Noxus, and he just doesn't do anything. Like, holy cow, I cannot believe that. The whole set, they had 50 B patches, and we've never played okay, whatever. Karma buff, okay. Same thing with Karma, but I forgive Karma because Darius has 3 traits. They gave him an extra one when he was played so much before, and he's supposed to do more damage. You're supposed to be like, oh, I don't need to build IE on him because he's a Vanquisher, but nope, okay, whatever. Karma, I forgive, whatever. Inner Flame damage being buffed up a bit. Rek'Sai Furious Bite, Mark, true damage ratio is going to be buffed up a ton. Didn't see too much Rek'Sai either. Rek'Sai got an additional trait too, and never played that, you know, like Rek'Sai 3 or something like that. Units tier 4, compared to set 9, that is. Fiora buff, Silco buff, 30 man, oh my goodness. Okay, but the damage is lower. And the healing is lower too. Okay, that makes sense, What are they saying here? Silco's getting some changes to cast much faster, read way better with blue buff, yeah, no kidding, but at the cost to some of his spells, damage, and healing. This comes after nerfs to his go-to comps core tank Taric in our last patch, and should have Silco and Sorcerers feeling like more than a psychedelic rock band name. Okay, they should have done this a while ago. I feel like having him throw like the green stuff all over the board probably would have been cool visually, but hard to balance if you ever have like low mana champions, but at least it's here now. Units tier 5, Ahri has 9 tails, so we should add more 9s to her tooltip. Yeah, sure, why not? Lifting Heimerdinger's carry upgrades to fulfill the AP carry Heimerdinger dream. Ryze was one of our most ambitious units of all time, so let's send him off on a high note by buffing all his realm warps. Yeah, Ryze is pretty cool. There are a lot of weird Ryzes that like I feel like were underexplored, because most people, they didn't really play him as like a threat unit. They only played him if they like needed Invoker or something like that. But I feel like Ryze was kind of like a threat unit. Ahri, Essence Thief, wave damage is going to be bumped up a little bit. Heimer, Apex, Mechanoswarm, rocket damage. Whoa, that's huge buff. What the heck? Refractor Beam. No one's touched this, but maybe now they will. Heimerdinger's Apex turret Refractor Beam will now also allow the turret's ability to critically strike if Heimerdinger's ability can, and lets Heimerdinger share his crit chance with the turret. Okay. And then they're buffing all the Ryze. Do we really need to read this? We're probably never even going to play like all the Ryzes, right? We'll probably play like 1 or 2 of them or something like that. But they're all getting buffed. So now onto the small changes. Small like the amount of sleep I got this weekend trying to keep up with all the excitement. You can equip Rapid Fire Cannon to extend Bel'Veth's range. I 3-star her. We are not the same. ASOL player patch 13.22, 2023. Okay. Bel'Veth's Royal Maelstrom now targets all enemies at 3 stars. Ooh. They probably should have done that before, right? Can a 3-star Bel'Veth lose a game before this? Okay, I don't know. Bel'Veth's Royal Maelstrom base lashes is being nerfed at 3-star. Okay, but if you could target everyone, it's like good enough to kill everything, right? And then there's just a minor bug fix. Nashor's Tooth and the Baron's Gift can no longer be placed on manaless champions. So obviously it is a for fun patch. So depending on who you are, it's going to resonate with different people. Some people are going to be playing set 10 on the PvE. Some people are going to be playing live doing this. And it definitely is pretty wild with Chonk's Treasure coming out, and some people do want to get their like last ranks up here and there. But overall, like, I'm hoping this brings some life to some of the champions we didn't really see too much. Darius, Rek'Sai, Milio, Orianna, all the one costs like Alawi, Poppy, no one really cares. They're trait bots, right? Refractor Beam for Heimerdinger. Who else was kind of there? Let's scroll down a little bit just to do a last double check. Nafiri, like, come on. I've never played Nafiri carry except for once on the previous PBE. That's the only time I played it. What else? Karma, I mean, I played her in set 9, but wasn't really missing her that much. Darius is the only one I miss. And yeah, that's going to be pretty much it. But let me know down in the comments, like, which champions you want to, like, do a nice little throwback or, like, memorial for after they kind of disappear after this set is over. And also let me know, did you like set 9? Did you like 9.5 more or less? How does it compare to all other TFT sets you've played? Or maybe it's your first one. If it is your first one, I promise you set 10 is going to be a lot better. You can always, like, you can quote me on that. I'm not afraid of saying that because I'm pretty sure they sacrificed set 9.5 to make set 10 really great. Like, there's no other explanation for it. No offense, but like, yeah. But hopefully you all enjoyed this video, and I'll be coming out with a ton of guides coming in the next coming weeks. So definitely stay tuned for that, and I will see you all later. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to share and subscribe, and of course smash that like button. Each like is an LP I gain before the next video.